we see the pyramid are just a regular construction. So we compare between the style of the work between here and other places. We compare between the blocks size, between how many blocks we have. Like here in this pyramid, we have the most, the biggest amount of blocks. We are talking about almost 2,300,000 blocks of stones. The average weight is about 20 tons. The smallest one is 1.5 tons. The biggest one, we are not very sure because there are deep layers we don't know. But the biggest one we know is 75 tons. The granite blocks at the so-called King Chamber. And when I say so-called before any information, it means I don't believe it. We can see that the whole pyramid is made from regular limestone. And there is a layer supposed to be here, and we can see part of it. This is the rectangular surrounding the pyramid from fine limestone. Very high quality of high limestone, carbonate calcium. And there are some blocks from granite inside the pyramid. The height of the pyramid now is 137 meters. And why I say now? Because they imagined that one day the top of the pyramid was complete triangle or the angle, which I don't agree with. I think the pyramid was always look like this. So it is 137 meters. Arranging those blocks required that they need to do some designs on the ground. So when they put the blocks will fit together and will not dismantle when vibrations happen. When you ask what source of what kind or what is the source of those vibrations, they say earthquakes. Do we have earthquakes in Egypt? No, very, very few. In the last 2,000 years, we had only 3 or 4 earthquakes. So I think this was prepared to resist vibrations, yes, but from different sources, not from earthquakes. We learned that they built the pyramid above flat base, but we discovered that that is not true. Some of the blocks are what we can call it constructed stones, brought from a different locations, and some of the parts of the pyramid from the bedrock itself. Let's go and see it. From the quarry and brought it here and arranged it with the other blocks. But when we look at this one, it has 2 sides only. This side and this side. Why? Because this is part of the bedrock. This is the bedrock, and this is also the bedrock. This is constructed. This is still the bedrock. So we can see 3 levels of the bedrock, and it could be 5 or 6 layers deeper inside the pyramid. Okay? So here is my opinion, and there is an evidence. We will go to the next visit, Abu Rawash, that they don't come to flat ground. Never. They come to a hill or a mound, and they cut from the middle. They keep the sides, and then they start building the pyramid from the middle, like a deep tail going under the ground, and then they build from the sides, and they meet at the middle, and then they build the body of the pyramid. So the pyramid will be like fork of 3 tails like this, okay? And the base will be like this. So that will be the shape of the base, and this is the pyramid. So that will be the design, like a true plug-in between the pyramid and how do you call it? The bedrock. Okay. Yeah.
So, for instance, the subterranean chamber is one of the earliest.
Exactly. The subterranean chamber under the pyramid is the first design when they started building the pyramid.
I'm sorry.
Pollution, that patina that kind of like comes from the top.
Yeah, some of it's like the desert varnish.
big circular blade, and we can also not see the cut, and it is very smooth, but also we can make our judgment how thick was the blade. The blade here was 3 millimeters, and that blade was responsible for cutting huge blocks. Some of the blocks was like 10 meters long. And I will show you in one of my videos, I went to the factory of marble, not even granite or basalt. They cut a block of 2 meters in 24 hours, non-stop work. The machine is running 24 hours, so a block of 2 meters, 2 by 2, it's being cut in 24 hours. So if we talk about blocks 10 meters, it takes a week, at least a week, because of the size. We don't double the size, but the work will be harder in this case. Okay. So someone can ask me, this modern cut? I would say for sure no. Number one, we don't have any electric source here. Number two, all the vendors and their father and their grandfathers will understood that something happening, and they will keep talking about it. Like there is some writings above the main entrance of the Great Pyramid. Ask anyone, any of the boys, and who didn't recognize this case because it happened 200 years ago. But they will tell you the German guy who made it, because his father told him and his grandfather told the son. So they repeated the stories. We depend on the oral teaching here in this camp.
Those tool marks over there?
Yes.
These new or old?
Exactly. No, all of them. Any cut here is old.
There's many marks here.
Yes, this is what I call it, Wolverine mark. Okay.
This is basalt, right?